bakery style strawberry cheesecake cookies right at home. I am so excited to be sharing this recipe with you all today. Strawberry cheesecake cookies. Such amazing strawberry flavor, a nice ooey gooey cheesecake center, and really not that hard to make. It takes a couple of steps to get this cookie together, but let me tell you, it is so worth it. So let's get cooking. Our first step in creating these amazing strawberry cheesecake cookies is the cheesecake filling. So the first step is going to be adding 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese to a bowl. You want to make sure that this is nice and soft. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of icing sugar to that softened cream cheese. 1, 2, and 3. Next, we're going to take a lemon and we are going to zest it right into that bowl. Next, we're going to take our fork and we are just going to mix this all together until it looks something like this. Next, we're going to take that filling and we're going to put this into 12 equal tablespoons right on this parchment-lined baking sheet. And we're going to put it in the freezer so it sets up nice for our cookies. So just going to drop those into just about 1 tablespoon globs on here to make 12. And now we've got our cheesecake centers all ready to go into the freezer for about 30 minutes. And while that cheesecake filling is freezing, we're going to get set on the strawberries. So we're going to take our strawberries. You're going to use about 3/4 of a cup of strawberries diced. And now that we've got our strawberries all chopped up, we're going to add them to a bowl. And to that bowl, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then also 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now you can use the bottled lemon juice if you want, or you can squeeze the juice from the lemon that we used for the filling, but I'm just going to do it this way. And then we're just going to give this a nice little stir to get all the lemon juice and the sugar all over the strawberries. And we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes. And now that our cheesecake filling and our strawberries are all setting up, let's get to making these cookies. So get yourself a large mixing bowl. And to that mixing bowl, you are going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And give that a little mix. And we're going to set the dry ingredients aside and we're going to get together and combining the wet ingredients. And now to our stand mixer, we are going to add 1/2 cup of softened butter. And then 1/2 cup of white sugar. And then 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar. Pop our blender into place. And we're going to mix this until well combined, until it looks like this. Next to our bowl, we are going to add 1 egg and just about 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to put our mixer back down and we're going to blend this until well combined. And now that we have our wet ingredients all blended, it is time to add our dry ingredients to the wet. And we're going to do this gradually, just so that the mixture doesn't throw flour all over the place. So we're going to do it in 1/2 cup increments until your dough looks something like this. But we're not done with this yet. We got to add those strawberries back into the mix. So we're going to put this back on the stand mixer and we're going to get our strawberries. So our strawberries have been marinating for about 10 minutes now. So we're going to take a strainer and another bowl, and we're just going to pour them over the strainer to just get rid of that excess liquid so our cookies aren't too watery. Next, we're going to get the stand mixer back in the game with our dough, and we are going to add those strawberries to this. Now, you can either just mix it by hand, or you can be like me and just very, very, very gently incorporate those strawberries into that dough. You don't want to overmix. Now that we have this delicious dough all ready to go, we need to fill them. So we got to get that cheesecake filling out of the freezer and make these into cookies. Now that our cheesecake centers are ready to go, it is time to assemble these cookies. And for me, this is the fun part. One tool in my kitchen that's invaluable for baking is a cookie scoop. And we have one right here. And we are going to take 1 scoop of that beautiful strawberry cookie mix in a little ball. We're going to flatten it in our hand. And then we're going to take one of these delicious cheesecake centers and we're just going to gently wrap that dough around the cheesecake filling. The reason why we freeze the center is so that it's not going to leak out when we bake these cookies. And it makes it a lot easier to work with this dough. And then we're just going to place our finished cookie right on the cookie sheet. And friends, if you find yourself with sticky hands and your dough is sticking to your hands, just give them a little bit of rinse underneath some water. Okay, and now we have our 12 cookies done and ready to go. But we have one more step before we can put these in the oven, and that is these need to go in the freezer for 30 minutes. Okay, so our cookie dough has been in the freezer for 30 minutes. And now it is time to bake them. So we are going to be putting these in to a preheated 350-degree oven for about 20 to 22 minutes. Let's go. And in they go. Oh, and oh yeah, these are ready to go. Okay, so that was a tough 15 minutes to allow these cookies to rest. But it is time for the taste test. Oh, let's go. Just take a look at this. Oh yeah. Take a look. Perfection every single time. Beautiful, beautiful strawberry flavor. Not overly sweet. You get a little bit of hint of that lemon in the cheesecake filling. Oh yeah, this is a winner. You're gonna want to try this one, folks, that's for sure. Thank you for joining me for another episode of A Taste with Tamara Lee. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later.